What's going on, everybody? It's Unboxing Reviews here, and welcome back to another Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 The Black Order news update. So, hot off the heels of the release of Marvel Studios' Avengers Endgame, Nintendo Japan decided to release a brand new commercial for this game, and in today's video, I'm of course going to be breaking down the whole thing. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so first up, nothing too interesting here, but we can of course see a new shot of Iron Man in what looks to be the outside of Avengers Tower as he looks up at something. Now, I don't know what that is that he's actually looking at, but it could be Ultimo, who we of course already saw in the game's official announcement trailer. Up next, we have this awesome new shot of Spider-Man with Gamora, Rocket Raccoon, Drax the Destroyer, Groot, and Star-Lord, better known as the Guardians of the Galaxy, in what looks to be the Raft, which makes a lot of sense because as we've seen from the game's official announcement trailer, the Guardians look to be helping Spidey take down Sandman in this level. Now, as some of you may know, I've been a fan of this game's graphics since day one, but I've definitely noticed an improvement over the course of the last 4 months with the release of new trailers, and I have to say, the game has never looked any better than it does now. Next up, here we get a cool new shot of all 6 of the Infinity Stones: Mind, Space, Power, Soul, Reality, and Time, which of course play a crucial role in this game's story, as it is up to the Avengers, the Guardians, X-Men, and more to retrieve the stones and prevent galactic devastation at the hands of Thanos and the Black Order. Here we get a cool new shot of what I can only assume is the Marvel Ultimate Alliance universe's take on Peter Quill's famous spaceship known as the Milano. Now, here we have what is probably our best look yet at Thor, the God of Thunder, who is sporting a very cool design that looks to be a mix between his look from the comics and of course the MCU, but hopefully we'll get a full MCU skin as one of Thor's alternative costumes as well, because I'd absolutely love to be able to use Stormbreaker in this game. Here we get a new shot of Proxima Midnight in possession of all 6 of the Infinity Stones, which is definitely not a good sign, but I'm also very curious to know just where she is in this scene and what exactly those symbols behind her actually mean. Here we have another scene with one of Thanos' members of the Black Order. It is of course Supergiant with the Mind Stone, and if this story is taking any inspiration from the MCU, then Vision is in serious danger, and we did actually see him in the background of the game's official announcement trailer, but whether or not he will be playable still remains to be seen. So this is a very interesting part of the advert, because here we can see Captain America in what I'm thinking is Asgard, as he says, "Ready to end this war, soldier?" Now, we can see something gold in front of him, and while I'm not exactly sure what that is, I'm going to take a wild guess and say that I think Cap might be talking to fellow soldier and friend Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, but obviously that's just my theory. Up next, we get some really cool new shots of the Guardians of the Galaxy as they fight off Outriders, which is of course the aftermath of the scene with Proxima Midnight from the game's official announcement trailer. And we also saw more from this scene when Groot is taken on a group of Outriders in the Nintendo Direct trailer. Now, this is hands down the coolest moment in this entire ad, because here of course we can see Thor taking on Surtur, the ruler of Muspelheim, who I'd have to imagine will feature in one of the many boss battles in this game. However, what's interesting about this scene is that Thor looks to be potentially making a quick getaway by summoning the Bifrost. Or is he? We've learned from the Marvel Cinematic Universe that the beam of energy projected by the Bifrost is actually powerful enough to destroy a realm or planet if it is allowed to remain open for long enough. So for all we know, Thor could actually be using the Bifrost to permanently destroy Surtur as a way of preventing Ragnarok. Here we get a cool new shot of Gamora as she explains that Thanos is inching closer to victory, and also another new shot of the Mad Titan himself, who, don't get me wrong, definitely looks cool and all, but I don't know if it's just me, but I just find it a little odd when I see Thanos with red eyes now, because I much prefer the more natural and human-like eyes that I'm used to seeing from the character in the MCU, but it's obviously not a big deal and it's easy to ignore. Quick shot here of a glimpse at the Hulk and Captain Marvel in possession of the Reality Stone. Here we get a really cool new shot of the Hulk, Star-Lord, Captain Marvel, Captain America, and Cull Obsidian as they watch the X-Men member known as Storm charge up a machine, or so the trailer would make you think, because after closer inspection, I soon noticed that the shot with Storm is actually set in a completely different area, as we can see a palm tree to the far right, leading me to believe that Storm is actually in Wakanda, which would make a lot of sense because Black Panther is now confirmed to be a playable character in this game, which is very exciting news, and T'Challa does have a big history with the character of Storm in the comics. Lastly, the final shot in the commercial reveals an epic battle where Iron Man Man, Captain Marvel, Captain America, Thor, and Star-Lord take on Proxima Midnight and her army of Outriders. And last but most certainly not least, before I wrap up this video, one other cool thing that I found is that Nintendo Japan have also created an official website for the game, which actually reveals a much better look at a bunch of characters, including the best look yet at Deadpool and Black Panther. But as well as this, as you can see in the bottom right, the website also features a banner which specifically states that more content's coming soon. Now this could just be referring to the site itself, as I'd imagine that more screenshots and whatnot will probably be added eventually. However, personally, I really hope that this is a confirmation that the game will be receiving downloadable content at a later date, because while over 30 characters is a fantastic lineup for the main game, there are obviously still tons of heroes and villains that Team Ninja could still add, such as Cable and Domino to complete the X-Force lineup with Wolverine and Deadpool, as well as more Avengers like Ant-Man and the Wasp, and of course we can't forget Marvel's first family, the Fantastic Four, although whether any of these characters will make it into the main game or even be included in future DLC packs still remains to be seen, as it's all up in the air right now, but I definitely wouldn't say that it's impossible. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Not a whole lot of new details there, but I'm sure as we move closer to July 19th, which is of course the game's official release date, we'll start to see a lot more coverage on this game, and hopefully the full roster. Anyway guys, I want to thank you all very much for watching, and as always, if you'd like to stay up to date with Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, then please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.